Cordelia Goode is the Supreme Witch as first seen in American Horror Story, Coven. She's a popular character who has transcended multiple seasons of the show, but is she actually a good character? Let's take a look at how well fleshed out this character is and give her a rating to see if Cordelia Goode is all that good. We'll start with her actions. She's the headmistress of the Robichaux's Academy of Witches. In the Coven season, some of her actions include visiting the Voodoo Queen to help her get pregnant. She attempts to kill her mother Fiona and or try to find out who the Supreme Heir is. She blinds herself to gain her second sight ability. And she goes through the test of the 7 wonders herself and becomes the next Supreme. In the most recent Apocalypse season, we see Cordelia doing a lot more. She attempts to save Queenie from a haunted hotel but fails. She resurrects Myrtle Snow. She creates a plot to defeat the Antichrist that involves avoiding nuclear fallout and creates a deal with a demonic king to resurrect a voodoo queen. Kills herself to allow a next more powerful Supreme to save the day and defeat the Antichrist. The point of pointing out some of the actions that Cordelia has done over the course of the series gives us a good idea of what she has contributed to the plot or the flow of events in the story. Characters can do a lot without actually affecting the plot of a story. In season Coven, it seems as though there is a lot of plot happening to her rather than her doing something that affects the plot. But Cordelia definitely picks up the pace in Apocalypse. So for Apocalypse, Cordelia earns 2 points. Vignettes. These are episodes in Cordelia's past that should inform her character but aren't necessarily part of the plot. We know that Cordelia was raised mostly by Myrtle, who was her mother figure. Her actual mother, Fiona, was generally speaking both abusive and neglectful to her while she was growing up, mainly due to the fact that she had a suspicion that one day she would replace her as the Supreme. We find out that after growing up, she marries a man whom she struggled to have children with, who was also a witch hunter, and whom Fiona hated from the very beginning. It seems that based upon her backstory, there is quite a large deal that we learn about who Cordelia is, and the things that we learn impact greatly her character. It's not just random information that has little bearing upon who she is as a character. So for this, Cordelia gets 2 points. Cordelia is a very cerebral person, and she's also a meek person who often needs emotional support and help to get along. But her defining traits are her passion and love. She loves the students in her coven, and even her mother in a strange way. But that love and the anger that her passion for her loved ones will inspire a lot of crazy, desperate acts in Cordelia. Acts like beseeching a voodoo queen, stabbing both of her eyes out, stabbing herself in the chest, and using deadly magics for the sake of others. Cordelia is motivated by her love for her students and her motherly instincts. After failing to have children of her own, she resigned herself to putting her full focus into the young witches in her care. And because of this, her motives are very clear, so 2 points. Conflicts and character growth. Externally, so far, we've seen Cordelia fight against Michael the Antichrist as well as the evils of her mother. And she has triumphed on the whole, with her convictions and passion. Internally, Cordelia struggles against her own sense of weakness and insecurity. She loves her students and her coven, but when there are trials that she has to face, she fights against her sense of incapability, failure, and her fear of losing her girls. However, her passion always drives her forward, and her intelligence always provides a solution. But the question is, has she changed as a character? And by and large, the answer is no. Cordelia doesn't really have any real character growth moments. Yes, things change for her, and things happen to her, and she does rise to meet certain challenges. but it doesn't really change who she is as a character. Showing how being blinded affected her could have been a chance to show how she lost herself, but she was immediately granted the second sight ability. She didn't have to struggle in that regard, and learning about her cheating husband only bolstered her already present convictions of love for her girls. It didn't make her hate men or fall into depression, it just motivated her. You could say she stabbed her eyes out so she could regain her powers, and that was growth. But she already showed that she could do reckless things to get what she wants when she went to see Marie Laveau to have a child. And Marie really could have just killed her, to be honest. You could say that becoming supreme and heading the coven as the headmistress was growth, but she essentially was headmistress before. And becoming supreme wasn't something that she did out of necessity. It was something that was thrust upon her. She was born in line to be supreme. She already hated her mother, but she had never had the power or knowledge to best her. Cordelia really is somewhat of a static character, and that doesn't mean that she's a bad character. It just means that who she is as a character hasn't really changed from the beginning. So for this, we'll give her 1 point. So in total, Cordelia gets 9. And 9 is a very good character. Let me know what you think about Cordelia Goode in the comments below. Share, like, and subscribe for more videos like this one.